Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons: The Lanwell Chronicles. It has been 3 weeks. I hope you all had fantastic holidays and all that fun stuff. Normally, this would be the part where I'd have my players do the recap, but since it has been 3 weeks, unless someone's feeling fairly confident, I'll just do the recap for them.
And no one says anything.
Yep, I kind of figured that much. Alright, we'll go back to players doing the recap then next time. But to recap what happened last time for you, you all, after waiting around in the guild for a bit to get confirmation from Tronfanel that you are able to go there, you all, along with the Flaffy Kaylin, went northward to Portland, where it was raining to certain Cyniquil's discomfort. But Sergei met up with his former friend, or still friend, but they don't really chat much anymore, Eisen, to secure you guys passage over to the Tronfanel Islands. While he was chatting it up with Eisen and all that fun stuff, the rest of you went shopping for umbrellas. I believe you bought 3 of them, one of which is also a concealed blade, if memory serves me correctly.
Mm-hmm. I have that.
Yeah, so they now whenever it rains, they now have protection from that, which to the 2 water types that doesn't really matter, but still.
It's still fun
And
and funny that we have 2 water types in this team.
yeah. But anyways, after that they went onto the boat where they met basically the crew. They met the captain, who was a slacking called Radcliffe, who tended to fall asleep, which was, I imagine, very interesting to everyone. They met Sergei's friend Eisen, who was a Marowak. They met a Pangoro called Huntley, a Dark type Linoon called Irwin, a Delcatty called Dana, a Staravia called Phelps, a Girder called Nile, a watery creature called Warren, a Marini called Owen, and yeah, that's about the crew that they currently met. They did a.
The Marini was called Oda.
Oh, right, and the Marini called Oda. They did some tasks for which resulted in Eugene getting punned off, and resulted in an Eevee deciding to use absorb elements to become a mop. And after their daily task, which resulted in the boat going a bit further and a bit faster than normal, they all got a meal cooked by Dana and Harold. I can't believe I forgot your name. You could tell it's been 3 weeks. And they did a bit of gambling with Nile, which resulted in, I believe, Sergey winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Kaylin.
Yeah, Kaylin was also there.
Right.
She won.
No, she won one round.
Yeah.
But Sergey won the overall pot.
Mm-hmm.
So he came out with the most amount in the winning. In any case, afterwards, everyone was introduced to their room, which barely had enough room for them, so they are all sort of squeezed in there. And after a night's rest, they woke up hearing an alarm from Eisen mentioning that all the food was gone. And that is where we will start ourselves off.
So I'm gonna immediately hide my food as best I can. Put it at the bottom of the bag.
Okay.
Cover it in other things.
What about the rest of you?
We should go and meet with the rest of the crew and see if we can figure out what's going on here. I don't think I need to say it, but bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh. I'm gonna follow the group. I guess if we're going to the common room or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, since it is a new day, Crow, is there something you want to do?
Yes, there is something I do want to do. Want to do. Okay, let me get to the right server.
Yeah, if you roll in your server, I'm not going to be able to see it. Well, I would see it, but it doesn't count.
6. Didn't I already roll it? Because I have a 16 there.
Well,
did you roll it for this morning or did you roll it for yesterday? I thought you rolled it for yesterday.
Yeah.
because this is a new day, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'll make it 6. All right.
Okay. Okay, so you're all gonna go up and see what the commotion is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so you all get out of your room, and Kaylin is also following along. And you go into a sort of... You go into the kitchen area, the dining room area that you previously ate at and gambled with. And you see basically the entire crew there, along with what appears to be a Golbat as well, who seems to be looking extremely tired and extremely confused. You also...
Golbat is confused. My, how the desks have rotated.
You also see that the captain is surprisingly actually very awake and alert at this point in time.
I'm for myself, I'm not going to bring any attention to myself, but I'm just gonna kind of look there, and I'm just gonna stand there and try to maybe assess the situation, like catch some chatter amongst the crew to get a idea what happened.
Okay, so you're all just standing there listening in then?
Well, if there's a conversation going on currently, I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Okay, the gist of what you're hearing is basically, by the sounds of things, they're sort of trying to... They currently suspect that somebody was just having a late night snack, so... Right now, there's definitely a bit of frustration, but currently it's mostly just focused on who ate it. So if you imagine that lamp scene, only instead of who broke it, it's who ate it.
Harold is going to approach someone who is potentially in charge, maybe Eisen, that he's more familiar with.
Okay. Yeah, you see Eisen seems to be trying to sort of chat with this Golbat, and you could tell that from their chatter that this Golbat was in charge of watching around outside at night, but he claims not to have seen anything going on.
Are there any crumbs on his face?
The Golbat?
Yeah.
Give me perception.
All right. Okay, first real roll. Skill check of... I gotta get my numbers in there. 23.
Okay, yeah, his face looks entirely clean.
Okay, noted.
So yeah, you're
Wait,
going to... Harold, you're going to approach Eisen?
Yes.
Okay. So as you approach him, he pauses his questioning of Harold, or not Harold, he pauses his questioning of the Golbat, and Eisen looks to you and says, Good to see you're all awake. Or at least you are.
We're all up. Catching people suspecting that this is just a late night snack. Did I hear right, though, that all the ship's food is gone?
Pretty much, yes. There's small bits and pieces down there, but there will not be enough for the voyage. We have enough for... If we ration it out, we will have enough for one unhappy meal tonight, but that will be pretty much it.
Forgive me for being a bit presumptuous, but that doesn't sound to me like a late night snack.
It's certainly... If it was certainly someone picking out, I will say that, but... What else would it be?
Somebody stealing.
How much food was in there?
Enough for about... If we include all of you, then there was enough for 10 days of voyage. It was quite a lot of food stockpiled, as you can imagine.
You're going to suggest that someone had 10 days worth of food for an entire crew in one night.
Exactly.
You make a fair point, but still. We're still trying to figure
crumbs
things
or
out.
anything? Any trails that we can follow?
We have not noticed any ourselves. If you would like, you may also... you may look around down in our hold if you would like, while we're still busy trying to figure out what everyone was doing last night.
I'm going to run to the top of the deck and pull out my spyglass and start looking around.
So you're going to the top?
Yeah. Maybe even the crow's nest.
Okay, that's going to be a bit of
going,
climbing, but you can do
Harold is going to stop Eugene real quickly. And cast Enhance Ability on him to give him advantage on wisdom checks.
Excellent. Thanks.
Okay, alright. You may do that. What's everyone else doing?
Reniel's checking to make sure all of his personal food stores are still there.
You guys look through your... I'll just tell you this right now. If you look through your items, yeah, everything... You guys have not lost anything.
Okay.
Did any other members of the crew have any personal food stores on them? Harold kind of taps his bag.
There might be a few that do have their own private stashes, but I'm not in the business of asking what personal items everyone has. If they have food
We
stored
should see if everybody's are still intact.
Fair enough. Would you like to help me ask around then?
Harold nods.
Okay. Alright, so Harold, you'll be chatting with everyone then? What about...
Actually, as he's going to take a look at Radcliffe and see if it looks like he might have maybe been behind this.
Okay, what are you...
Just kind of...
Are you sort of examining his face to see if there are any crumbs, or what are you exactly...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, give me a perception check then.
So many skills, but so crappy modifiers for them.
Your mods get...
14.
You're probably, considering it's not a lot of space and you guys are all pretty close, you could see that he doesn't seem to have crumbs on him either.
Fine.
Okay, anyways, so you're going to be interviewing people. Raniel and Sergey, what are you two going to do?
I don't think Reniel's really going to do anything in particular. He's just going to stay in the general vicinity. Well, actually, I think he's probably gonna go up on deck. He's probably not gonna go to the crow's nest like Eugene is, but he's just gonna kind of look around to see if there's any boats on the horizon, I guess.
Okay, you're gonna be going up as well then. All right, and Sergey.
I'm going to be chatting with Eisen, actually. I want to talk with him regarding like how much he knows of the crew. Ask if he has anyone he might suspect.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we'll start with Crow going to the crow's nest first.
Ah.
All right, so Eugene, I will get your names correct eventually.
Eventually.
It's been 3 weeks, you can tell. Okay, so Eugene, you climb up to the crow's nest, and you see that not only are you going up there, but Phelps is also flying up to check on things up there as well.
Oh no.
So yeah, you both climb up to the crow's nest, and you take out your spyglass and give me a perception check with advantage. Preferably with also a roll.
23.
Okay. With your perception check, what you see is that it is very misty on the horizon. You do see that there are a few boats to the east, but none of them seem to be tailing you, following you, or anything. They just seem to be, as far as you could tell, they're unrelated, but there are a few boats to the east. Beyond that, there doesn't appear to be anything of note along the waters, at least as of right now.
Okay. So, I am going to, I'm probably gonna, look around a little more and then go back down and report my findings back with the other guys.
Okay. As you're looking around, though, Phelps chimes up and he says, "Gee, today's sure something that's hard to swallow, huh?"
Not now.
Yeah, right. It's a little, tense out here, huh?
Yeah, and it could get tenser with a bunch of hungry Pokemon in a trip that takes more than a few days.
Yeah. If it helps, it probably doesn't, but I had nothing to do with it.
Were you watching during the nighttime?
Oh, no, I sleep at night. That's Westcott's job to watch at night. He's the Golbat.
Okay.
Yeah, he and I basically just trade roles day and night. He basically just keeps an eye on here, on the deck, make sure there aren't any passing ships, things like that. So if anything happened up here on the deck, then he would have noticed.
Well, if that's the case, the food might still be on the ship. As silly as it sounds. Because I don't think he ate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say, honestly, like, only the captain, maybe Huntley, and maybe Niall would have eaten it, but those are the only ones who have anything close to big enough of a stomach to eat it. Suppose maybe you guys might as well, but I ain't exactly interested in throwing accusations at you guys.
10 days worth of food.
Well, there's 5 of you. Yeah, that's probably not likely, is it?
for a whole crew.
Yeah, okay. I get ya.
And I,
I still think someone ate it, but if you think someone's hoarding it, I suppose it's possible.
don't know. Is this a common thing out on the seas? Do well,
We've had
food.
we've had it happen occasionally where like an apple or two goes missing, but usually it's not something this big. This is certainly something odd.
Are we moving, by the way?
As of right now, no, the ship is not moving.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hurry back down and look at the larder.
All right, I'll keep an eye out here if you need me to.
Mm-hmm. If you see any ships or boats, small ones in particular, because that's the only way an external source would have been able to do this.
Mm, all right, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go back down and go to where the food was.
Okay, Renial, I suppose, just for the sake of it, I'll give you a perception check just to see if you saw sort of similar to what Eugene saw, but, well, as you can imagine, being just on the deck, you wouldn't really be able to see as much.
Not to mention, Renial's not very good at looking for things.
Yeah.
See?
No, you see ocean, ocean, and more ocean. You
And
imagine
mist
somebody is going to make a monologue about that at some point in time in another world.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, that's what you see. That's what you about see. You eventually you see that Eugene is climbing back down.
Okay. Renial's just gonna kind of shadow him.
Okay. All right, Duck.
Yes.
Okay, so you see the conversation is mostly breaking as it's about time to start getting the ship moving, but there's definitely a bit of tension around. Is there anyone particular you want to speak with first?
The Golbat.
Okay, so yeah, the Golbat, he seems to be extremely like, what the heck happened while I was on watch, and he seems to be tired after getting dismissed. He seems to be sort of heading towards the bedrooms to sleep for the day. But yeah, you approach him and he's like, hey there. You're one of the guys we're ferrying, right?
That's correct. I'm sorry to bother you. You are clearly very tired, but
Yeah, it's been
there,
a long night, but got a few questions. I can answer them to the best of I can, but I didn't see nothing.
nothing whatsoever, anything even slightly out of the ordinary.
Nothing particularly. No, I mean, I my night watch is on the deck. I don't usually bother with what's going on below, so somebody snuck from their room to have a snack. They could do so pretty easily without me noticing. I think I think I saw something, or I did see an object bobbing in the water at one point in time in the middle of the night, but I didn't think much of it.
It's worth looking out. Any idea what it was?
Something round, but beyond that, I couldn't really tell you. It was so small and not really worth it.
Did he say round or brown?
Round, R-O, round, as in circular.
Right. Where was it?
I was back of the ship heading, but you're not going to see it now. it's been long taken away by the tide.
But it was moving away from us.
Yeah, the tide was heading towards the back.
Is there anybody who might have been down here who might have noticed something?
I mean, assuming everyone was asleep, no, but you could certainly ask around. Maybe someone just happened to be awake at the time or heard something or other, but most of you night people sleep at night, or at least that's what I've heard.
Be accurate. Well, thank you for your help.
Uh-huh.
And get some rest.
Yeah, something tells me the whip's gonna crack on me for night watch tonight, I can tell you that much. And he sort of
Harold
yawns
gives
as
a
he walks
sympathetic
away.
wince.
Yeah, and he yawns as he sort of just walks away.
Oh gosh, Golbat yawning sounds terrifying.
Yeah, his mouth is like wide and you can see his teeth. Still no crumbs on it before you ask, but... Alright, is there anyone else you want to ask? I'll give you one more and then we'll move back to Sergey.
Harold's still with Eisen, right? They were gonna work together.
Right now Eisen's with Sergey.
Okay.
Since Sergey wanted to chat him up.
Okay. Yeah, I think Harold's next question would be directed towards Eisen.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you know of anybody who tends to be a light sleeper, a little restless at night?
Before you do that, sorry, I'm gonna have Sergey go and then I'll bring you back in. Okay, so Sergey,
Right.
as everyone goes off to do their thing, you approach Eisen before he can start interviewing people.
Eisen, this is just a question of note about the crew. Since obviously you've been around them more than I have, so I won't have any good impressions, but do you think there's anyone you would consider suspicious or maybe would have been likely to eat the food in the first place?
That is a good question, I will admit. Most of the Pokemon in the crew have been here a bit longer than I have. The newest one was Warren, but I do not suspect he would do anything like this. He seems to mostly stick to himself and doesn't really speak with anyone. He's always so nervous, especially since bringing you all on. He's been even more nervous lately. But as for everyone else, well, there's no one who's particularly suspicious that I can think of. I suppose Huntley has not exactly been happy with you all being here either, mostly because he has a distrust of the Freelance Guild. Irwin's definitely trustworthy. He's young and very impressionable. Dana's normally in charge of cooking the food, so she would know where all of it is, but she doesn't really have that much of a stomach to eat it all, and honestly, as the chef, if this was something she wanted to do, she probably would have done so a long time ago. I do not see why she would do so now. I suppose Oda is very closed off and doesn't really chat with us tends to be very judgmental, so suppose she may be the most suspicious out of everyone here, though she has also been with the captain the longest.
Right. I don't want to make any assumptions, but to me that makes it sound like Huntley could be suspect, maybe Oda, and then Dana might just be good to talk to if she is the chef.
Indeed. I wish I could help a bit more, but that is basically what I know. And at this point in time, Harold, you can come in.
So yeah, he's basically just going to ask Eisen if he knows of anybody who tends to be a light sleeper or might be inclined to be up kind of in the middle of the night, other than can't remember the Golbat's name, other than him.
Golbat is Westcott. Well, I can't say he's a light sleeper, but the captain is asleep and awake at varying times, as you've seen. Otherwise, Irwin is occasionally a very light sleeper. And beyond that, I could not really tell you. Either the captain or Irwin are most likely the ones who would have been potentially awake at that point in time.
Nods. Westcott was also telling me he found something behind the ship.
Something behind
Apparently
the
long gone now, and really didn't have any idea what it was, but thought it might be worth mentioning.
Behind the ship. I do not really have much to say in terms of that. I don't know if it's related or not, but it could have just been some driftwood or something. Still, it may not help, but we do have windows on the second floor in the back of the ship. Or first floor down, I mean. I don't know if that will help at all, but if something was discarded through those windows, then it would end up behind the ship. Is that all you wish to ask?
Was that directed at?
Harold. Doc?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
Oh no, I think we lost him. Ah, okay.
Oh dear.
Technical issues, everybody. Give us a second.
Yeah, his internet died.
Insert, oh boy. I
What's
suppose.
that one theme?
Monty Python intermission music.
Sure. I suppose. I don't know. Like, I'd want to bring Renil and Eugene in, but considering they'll probably converse with Harold,
Right.
I'm back.
Oh, there we go.
All right, what did you miss?
I think
About what was the last
he
thing
was
you
just
heard?
musing it might be a piece of driftwood or something, and then I cut off.
Okay. So what he said afterwards is that it's possible something might have fallen from one of the windows in the bottom first floor, but since they have a couple windows to the back, but really that's probably unlikely, is what he basically said.
I'll have to check if there's any clues in those rooms regardless.
If you wish, then you certainly may do so. You are free to investigate the ship, at least until we begin moving. After all, if we can figure out what happened to the food, that would very much help us.
Harold is going to go and look for Erwin.
Okay. Alright. As you are dispersing, Harold, you see eventually that Eugene and Raniel are both coming down.
Find anything?
No, just some ships over to the east. They're probably unrelated though, but I think we should look at the storage itself. There might be something in there. I don't think the food.
Which way were those ships going?
Were they stationary or were they sailing?
They were stationary at the moment.
Yeah, they were stationary.
It's early enough in the morning that most ships have not yet started going. You would know this, Sergey.
Really nothing, but we'll have to keep it in mind.
Because I could think of two possibilities. Either one, the food is still on the ship somewhere, it's just hidden. Or two, someone let the food get stolen and someone made off with it. Because I can't believe for a second someone ate 10 days worth of food.
I have to agree.
It would be preferable that it's still on the ship. But
yeah,
well, we don't know.
I think we should go to the storage.
You go there. Another place we need to look is the room on the back of the ship on the second floor. Okay. There are some windows, apparently, that lead out the back of the ship, and the watch last night noticed something behind the ship. You might find some clues in there.
What did he see?
Couldn't really identify it.
Well, if the food is still on the ship, there's only so many places it could be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm going to ask some of the crew who might have been awake last night and heard something.
Okay.
Alright. So, Eugene's gonna head down then. Harold's gonna keep asking questions. Sergey, are you gonna still be with Eisen, or?
I guess I'll follow Eisen around as he's asking the crew questions.
Okay. And Reniel?
Reniel, I think, is gonna check out the room with the windows.
Okay. I was hoping one of you would actually do that.
Right.
If Reniel tells Harold that he's going to do that, Harold's gonna say, alright, just, if there's something there, you should be able to find it. And he's gonna give him Bardic Inspiration.
Alright.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Alright. Anyways, I think we will start with Eugene in the hold. So, Eugene, you walk to the hold, which is basically the bottom of the ship. You see, down there, you see that there are a number of crates. There are plenty of cannons down there and cannonballs. but you do not see any sign of any food there. And there's other supplies, like there's wood, there's some extra sails just in case the current ones get broken, stuff like that, and there are some lifeboats down here as well. But you do not see any sign of any food currently.
So is this would this be locked up? Like, is there a door? Is it behind a door?
It is not locked up, no.
Okay.
There are some locked cabinets, mind you, but the main hold itself is not locked up.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of walk around and try to find maybe like loose pieces of floorboards, or just take note of the sounds it makes too as I walk. Like if I walk over a trap door, I'll take note of like kind of the different sound it would probably make.
Okay, give me investigation then.
All right. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Gonna get a +3 now. 13.
You look around, but you don't seem to notice anything of particular note down here.
Okay.
The floor seems to be, as far as you can tell, the floor seems to be the same round.
Then I will also kind of take note to maybe see like which piles what was kind of stolen, like a particular thing of the.
Okay, you notice that the food, at least the empty spots, appear to be in the front, or where the front of the ship would be. You notice that there are a lot of crates that are opened and emptied, and you imagine that's where the food was.
All right. I imagine it's pretty dusty down here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, footprint time.
Oh, interesting. Let's see. Do I want to have you give me perception or investigation?
All right. 21.
Okay.
So with perception, you have advantage.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, let's go for the Hail Mary. Yeah, okay. 24 actually.
Okay. You see that aside from your own that you made as you walked around, there are 3 other footprints that are down here.
All right.
If you want to identify them, you will need to give me a nature check.
Okay. Come on. Well, okay. If there's a good place to use it's right here. That is wisdom, so it's only +1. I'm not savvy, and okay, well that's pretty good.
Okay. First off, you recognize that a Marowak came through here recently.
Marowak.
You also recognize that a Delcatty also came down here. You do not recognize the 3rd footprints, though.
Could I take note of where this footprint is at the very least?
All 3 footprints that you see down here specifically. Oh, yeah. All 3 footprints that you see went from the staircase to the food storage, and then went back up the steps.
Okay. I'm also gonna take note of where this one I can identify is, just so I could. Maybe I could even Can I borrow like a sketch pad from somewhere and like kind of sketch it?
You would have to probably go back up and ask around, but you could potentially.
Yeah, I'll find a crew member and go ask for a sketch pad, or perhaps one of my friends, or whoever I see first. Well, I'll take note of what it looks like. I'll keep it in my memory, and then I'll yeah.
Okay, well, it
I'll
looks on the smaller side, I will say that much at the very least.
Okay, it's small.
Okay. Anyways, Reniel. So you did not need to respond in your voice. So you go up and you see, actually, ironically, you see, as you go to the second floor back, you see that there is actually a place for writing notes and stuff. You see that there is a small chest, and you see that there are 2 windows that lead out into the water. It's at about water level. It's just above water level.
Okay, he's gonna go check the windows for any signs of tampering or like footprints or any signs that someone has climbed in through them.
Okay, give me investigation.
Okay. 18.
You see 2 things. First off, you see that the window has definitely been opened recently, and you see bits of wheat on the window as well.
Okay.
Is the window currently open or closed?
It was currently closed, but you see it has been opened recently.
Okay. And there aren't any like signs of someone climbing through?
You do not see any signs that someone climbed in or out through the window, no.
Okay. I guess while he's let's see. You said there was a chest and just the only other things of note were the chest and the notes, right?
Basically like a writing journal, yeah. Which is
Okay.
basically just blank paper, pens, quill pens, and ink.
Okay. Is the chest locked?
It is locked, yes.
Okay. I guess he's just gonna look at the ledger, is what I'm gonna call it.
Okay. Is there anything specific, or are you just doing basic reading of what it says?
He's basically just snooping around for the heck of it.
Alright. Okay, so basically, I'll give you just a basic, basic, I won't actually read out everything. Basically, oh my gosh, Doc. Basically, it seems to be a log of what's happened on the ship. It seems to sort of be a diary. From what it looks like, it's written by either the captain or Huntley. And you don't notice anything else. And you sort of just, and it goes about 2 years back. That's what you see just through basic snooping.
Okay. There wasn't nah, I won't look for anything else. I'll just Renewal will put it back and then head back to where everyone else is.
Alright. Alright. We'll go back to you, Doc.
Oh, and he did take some of the bits of... Well, no, he's going to leave the evidence where it was. Never mind.
Oh, good. So, Reniel's not Maya. Okay. Anyways, Harold?
Yes.
So you're going to find either Huntley or not Huntley, Irwin or the captain, right?
Right.
All right. Well, you know the captain went back upstairs to start getting the ship moving, and you imagine that Irwin probably also went up to sort of help hoist anchor and start getting things going as well.
All right. I guess he's going up to the deck then.
Okay, yep. You go up to the deck and you see basically similar to how it was yesterday, only with some tension. You see Oda swapping the deck. You see Huntley is helping move the sails and stuff like that. You see the captain is on the back at the wheels, and Irwin's currently on the bow or whatever the front of the ship is called, and he's sort of looking out into the distance.
All right. We're gonna approach Irwin first.
Okay. So yeah, you approach Irwin, and he notices you, and he says, "Oh, hey."
Sorry to bother you.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Did you? I heard you sometimes a bit of a light sleeper. Did you by chance happen to hear anything last night?
Uh, no, sorry. You're right. I am a light sleeper. It's really bad, actually. But if I'm having trouble sleeping, I'll usually go and ask Dana to sing me to sleep.
Hmm.
So she did that last night as well because I asked her. So I was sleeping like a rock. Sorry, I wish I could help, but I suppose if it means anything, she probably had to drag me back to my room since I fell asleep right in her room.
Hmm.
Either that or she got Huntley to do it. I'm not sure which.
All right. Well, thanks, and hopefully we can get this sorted out.
Yeah, Captain's sort of trying to figure out what to do about the food situation right now.
Are there any islands nearby we might be able to stop at and reprovision?
And that's what he's thinking, yeah. It's gonna delay the trip by another day, though, probably.
Not the end of the world if it prevents us from all starving.
Fair enough. Alright. Anyways, I suppose I'll leave you to doing whatever you need to do, I guess.
Right. I suppose I'll see you later.
Uh-huh.
The next person Harold is going to talk to is Dana.
Oh, you're gonna talk to Dana? Okay. Dana is... You imagine she would probably be... Well, actually, she wouldn't be in the... Well, no. You imagine she might be in the kitchen, but since she has nothing to cook, she'd probably just be in there just because it's her spot. You don't see her on deck
Kind of
at the
what I
very
was
least.
thinking. So that's where I'm gonna check.
Okay, yeah, you go down there and you see her sort of... She's in the kitchen, sort of just looking sadly around. But she
Harold's
notices
going
you...
to kind of knock on the door frame as he gets close.
Okay. Yeah, she notices you and she says, "Oh, hey Harold. Feel free to come on in, but you can't exactly help me cook today if there's, well, nothing to cook for now."
Yeah, I figured as much.
But
I was talking to Irwin, and apparently you were up helping him get to sleep last night. Did you happen to hear anything in the meantime?
was singing, so it's hard to hear anything while I was singing, but...
Afterwards, maybe?
Let me think for a moment. She sorta stands there for a bit, thinking, and she says, well, okay, I did hear... think there was like a large thump above us. Could have been nothing, could have just been like the captain tripping or something like that, but I did hear what sounded like a large thump above us at the very least.
Up on the deck.
Not the deck, the second floor.
Hmm. No. Anything helps.
Yeah, I don't
Were you
know.
the one? Were you the one who took him back to his room?
Oh, Erwin? No. I asked Huntley to do that. I'm not that strong. I mean, he is... Erwin's a little light, but I'm not really that strong, so I usually ask Huntley or Niall to do it. Last night I asked Huntley.
Right. Anything else, or
Nah. I might not have been up late enough to even been around when whoever ate the food ate the food.
still not convinced it was eaten?
I
It's
get...
too much.
Yeah, I get that. And I mean, heaven knows it's not... Heaven knows some of it is also not that good if you just don't cook it right, so... But at the same time, I don't know what else anyone would have done with it. Why hide it when we've got plenty of provisions?
Well, I intend to find out.
Alright, well, I wish you luck. If you happen to find it, I'd really appreciate it.
Neil gives a nod. Can't promise anything, but I'll try.
Alright. Good luck, darling.
I'm just going to keep going until you stop me. Harold is going to go talk to Huntley next.
Okay. I'll let you go to Huntley and then we'll move back to Sergey just so that we're not going too much.
Right.
So much conversation today.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair. Okay, so you go back up and you see Huntley has finished sort of setting the sails, and he seems to be right now just standing around grumpy. He is on the deck.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
Well, I'm trying to see if I can figure out what happened last night. I heard you were carrying Erwin back to his room. Did you happen to hear anything while you were?
He thinks of it for a moment. He says, not particularly, no.
You mentioned hearing a thump, probably from somewhere below decks.
A thump, huh? Didn't notice it myself, but it's possible I just wasn't paying attention.
I want to do an insight check on him.
Alright, give me an insight then.
$22.
Okay, you look on his face, and while you see that he does appear to have some sort of contempt for you for your job, he doesn't otherwise appear to be lying. In fact, he's sort of searching his memory, and you think that he genuinely did not hear any thump.
Okay. Harold looks for a moment like there's something he really wants to say. He says, I guess I'll keep looking then.
Very well. I don't expect you'll find anything, but I suppose if you happen to get lucky or something, that'd be appreciated.
I'm not sure how much I expect to find anything either, but well, only one way to find out, isn't there?
Fair enough. Just don't get in the way of our activities while we're doing so.
I wouldn't ever do that.
Alright, he nods you off.
Okay. At this point, Harold is just going to try to reconvene with everybody else.
Okay. Alright, then we will, if you're back, Ice, we will move on to Sergey.
Yep.
Alright. So, Eisen, after speaking and after everyone goes off, Eisen decides to go and up above deck, and he is going to chat with Niall, the girder.
Right. And to basically be following around.
Mm-hmm. So, the two talk to save my attempts at doing two voices at once. Basically, the gist of the conversation is that he's asking about food storages, and Niall admits that he did once have a bit of extra food for himself, but he lost it in a bet with Warren, the question mark Pokemon. And that's basically the gist of their conversation. Do you have anything you want to ask Niall while you're here?
He's only had the one snack.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking to myself, going through my thought process for a moment here.
Oh, okay.
If he's only had the one snack, but Warren took it, we still have no idea. Almost wondering if we can go figure out anything from Warren, but you know.
Well, I said after talking with Niall, Eisen says, suppose we may as well ask if Warren had his taken, but might not be easy. Warren tends to be very shy.
Right, you said he was the youngest on crew now.
Mm-hmm. He and Irwin are the two youngest, and I believe Warren is younger.
Well, if we can get anything from him, it would always be helpful. So.
Right. We can try. Come with me then. And he begins taking you down below deck. He goes below deck and looks around for a moment, and you also give me a perception check.
Right.
Okay, you don't see anything, but luckily he rolled high enough that he notices Warren. He's once again hanging around behind doors, just sort of watching. So, Eisen walks over towards him beyond the doorway and he says, Warren. In which you hear Warren give a small shy, yes, but I heard something happened to the food. Are we gonna starve? We will try our best not to. I do have a question for you. And he asks Warren about his extra supply that he won off of Niall, and Warren Warren shyly says that it's been missing since yesterday.
We have had people lose food.
It appears so. Even Warren lost his. Thank you, Reniel. I'm very glad for the commentary. For those of you who can't see chat, apparently I need to have both chat and that up. Quill had Reniel comment, "We'll try our best not to, but we may have to eat the others." Anyways, is there anything you want to ask Warren?
Man, I guess to show how rusty I am, that I'm having trouble, like, thinking what to ask.
Yeah, we're all a little rusty.
Well, if he hasn't really seen anything, he's had his food swing. I don't really think I have much to ask. Unless maybe he's seen something.
Well, you could try and ask him.
Warren, was it?
Yes.
I'm just curious, because we're going around the ship trying to figure out this whole mess, but did you happen to see anything over last night, maybe, if you were awake?
No.
Anything would help.
No, I didn't.
Could I actually try to go for an insight check here?
Sure.
Here comes the up paladin rolls again. Oh, come on!
You can't get anything from him.
It's literally another 3.
Yeah. You apparently like your 3s today.
Get one more.
Yeah, get one more to get an anti-shiny.
An anti-shiny. Oh, no. Don't remind me. The character was cursed with bad rolls.
I'm sorry, I don't really... I just sort of keep to myself, so I can't really answer anything.
If you didn't see anything, then you didn't see anything. It's just... We're hoping to figure out something. Maybe the food is just hidden in the ship somewhere, which would be much better than it being gone.
All right. Good luck. And he basically hides further beyond the doorway.
Did you see what this guy looks like? Yeah.
I mean, you did get a good look, but as I said before, he just sort of...
No clue what he is.
Yeah, you have no clue what he is. You wouldn't have an idea.
But could you describe what he looks like?
Then we had him described.
I don't think we've had him.
I'm pretty sure we got a description.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you, though. I suppose it has been a while.
There was a red orb on his chest.
Yeah, he's...
Blue Pokemon.
Blue Pokemon, red orb on his chest. Seems to be fairly small and demure.
All right.
It would be
I suppose that's all. I suppose that is all we will be getting from him then.
Well, if he hasn't seen anything, then he hasn't seen anything.
Do worry, there's a possibility he might have seen something and he's being forced into silence, but we have no proof, and if he's being forced, then there's no way he'll tell us anything.
He seems awfully nervous anyhow. I'm not sure if he would tell us, even if he had saw anything, which is... I would hope he would tell us.
Indeed, as I said, he seems to be growing more and more nervous lately. I
You
do
said
worry for him.
ever since we arrived.
Yep, ever since you guys arrived. Well, not technically. When it was announced that you guys would be coming on and we would be taking you aboard the ship to the islands, it was around that time when he started becoming even more nervous than before. I imagine it's because you all are new.
Right. Young kid like that on the ship. New faces are always something to have unfamiliarity. Perhaps you don't know what their purpose are. Ah, I am getting up in this. I don't know where I'm going with it.
I remember back when you first came on the ship, actually.
Hmm?
Well, not this ship, but you know what I mean.
Right. It was quite a while back now, huh?
It has. Do you miss those days as much as I do?
I still look back on some of them quite fondly.
Indeed. Things have been fine with this crew, don't get me wrong, but our old captain, I do not have the trust of this crew like I did with our old crew, unfortunately.
At least until certain events.
Indeed. If I could.
I still don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
I do not much either. Though I do know if I had that traitor in my grasp, then someone would have to hold me back from doing what needed to be done.
Dead men tell no tales. That's what he always said.
Indeed.
Well,
In any case, I suppose we should move on for now.
hopefully we'll figure out something. In the meanwhile, to bolt everyone over.
Indeed. Alright, anyways, after all that, you all reconvene.
I was looking for the notepad.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
Right, sorry, I completely forgot about that. We'll say the first person you probably saw that wasn't a nervous frick. The first person you saw that wasn't Warren was probably Reniel snooping around.
Reniel, do you have something to write on? Or writing apparatus?
Reniel.exe is apparently unavailable at the moment.
No.
Quill?
Oh, his internet's not dying.
Oh my gosh. Today
Okay,
is...
no, okay, I figured it out. I
okay.
figured it out.
Okay.
I had my mic in the off position, even though
Oh.
okay.
Okay,
All right.
so a piece of paper, a quill, and not me, and a vial of ink float out of his mane and just kind of hover in front of Eugene.
Will this
I-
suffice?
Eugene snatches it, and then I begin like sketching the mystery footprint. And do you know what footprint this belongs to, Reniel?
Let me have a look.
Alright, give me a nature check, but you're gonna need to roll pretty dang high for this one.
Imagine if he gets it.
19.
Still not enough.
Wow.
Okay, bardic inspiration then.
Oh.
It's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
That sounds correct. Oh,
21.
does a dirty 20 make it?
You know with that roll that it likely came from, yeah, with that roll, it likely came from Warren.
Okay, so do I know? I'm assuming I don't know that species still. I just know it's him.
Yeah, you recognize that it is. Its
I
tiny
think I know
shape
how to
matches
play.
him.
Yeah.
It looks like it would be from Warren. It is certainly small enough to fit his, well, I am not sure if you would call it a foot, but
Who's Warren?
he is the small blue creature with the red thing on his chest.
Oh, I wasn't even aware there was. Was he around at like while we were eating?
You would have saw him at dinner.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
He would have been shying around and sort of ducking around if you
Mhm.
passed a glance, but
He was trying to hide under the table.
yeah.
Well, I was just down in the food storage, and there was 3 sets of footprints down there. There was Dana's, which big surprise, she's down there, and there was also Eisen, the Marowak, and there was this one.
Interesting. I do not think it would be Dana. I do not think it would be Eisen. And honestly, Warren seems too small to do anything about making that food disappear himself anyway.
Yeah,
I
but
did find something on the second floor, though.
what did you find?
Well, it appears that the windows have been tampered with, and there was some weed on the sill. It would seem someone potentially left the ship with the food.
We're all back together now, right?
Not yet, but
Okay.
it will be soon.
Well, the point is though, like, what reason does he have being inside the food storage?
I cannot say that I would know.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we should go talk to him.
I get the feeling that will not be an easy task. He seems very shy.
Well, well, we have to try.
That is
I mean,
fair enough, I suppose.
I don't want to do it, but I don't want to be on a ship with a bunch of hungry Pokemon and everyone's gonna be grumpy and start yelling at me. And yeah, let's go talk to the blue guy.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys leave this room, you see Sergey and Harold both come down as well.
Oh,
Any
you
of
guys
you
are here.
managed to find anything?
So the clip of me like moving my hands as it fades out and then fades back in. I'm trying to hold
Imagine PMD here.
on.
And Reniel relays what he found.
Right.
So
I
there
guess at
was
this point we're basically just
significant.
doing a giant information swap of what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to Warren. On second thought, Reniel, maybe you shouldn't come with me.
Well, I tried to ask Warren earlier with Eisen, but well, he has said he hasn't really seen anything.
Uh, but he has to be lying. I found his footprint inside the storage. And I don't want to tell everyone because that'll just make a mess out of everything if they're all accusing him if they know about this. But If it's just one person, he's probably more likely to open up.
Be a little bit small though.
Yeah, but just because he's small doesn't mean he didn't do it or had something to do with it.
Hmm. Eisen did mention that he seemed to have gone rather nervous as soon as there was mention of us boarding the ship. So,
He's not always like this.
well, nervous, yes, but not to this degree.
Hmm.
Maybe someone else would be better at asking than I would. I'm not the best at, getting a read on people. He
Well,
looks towards Reniel.
well, I can, I don't like talking to people, but you know, if if it's got to be done, it's got to be done.
I could try if you prefer.
Well, I'm, I can. Let's be honest. I'm probably the most experienced in being on his level.
You could find some way to relate to him. It could be anything, really.
Well, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to solve the mystery.
I'm not saying you have to make friends. I'm saying that just being relatable can make it easier to get someone to say anything.
Yeah. Good point. Uh, do you guys have any other ideas?
I could read his mind in the event that he would not talk.
Last resort.
Do you still wish for me to stay behind, or shall I come with you in that case?
I mean, if you come with me, he'll see you, and that hasn't gone the best for us when we try to handle interrogations unless we're being good cop, bad cop.
Very well, I will stay behind.
But just because those three's footprints are there doesn't mean it's one of them. I mean, they could be flying or floating.
Or it could also be that they checked the day after. Well, this morning.
How like the free like how were the footprints like spread around that storage? Were they all like over the place, or were they just kind of like in out?
Eisen's was all over the place.
Okay.
Dana's was in out, and Warren's was in out.
In fact, I now that I think about it, it might not even be Warren, but he still might have seen something.
Can't think of any legitimate reason he'd have to go in there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree. We need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you have fared better luck than I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go up and try and talk to Warren?
Yeah, this is where I'm like kind of like biting my lip and ready to knock at his door.
Eugene,
Yes.
best of luck.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration.
yeah. I'll try.
All right. So yeah, you go up and like before, you see Warren is sort of hiding behind a door frame.
Uh, Hi there, sir. Can I just talk to you for a second, or more like a few minutes?
I'd rather not talk with anyone, especially scary strangers. So,
Wait, I'm not scary. No, 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 no. I mean, I well, what I'm trying to say is I want to just ask you a little bit about the food storage.
while you're at it, roll perception, Eugene.
All right.
This is actually nothing to do with Warren, by the way. Oh,
You have advantage.
all right, you have
Ah.
advantage.
Thank you, Harold.
Uh,
Okay, you do not see this.
I don't see this. Okay.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with Warren, by the way. It's something else.
Okay.
Anyways, what did you say? Sorry.
It's just about the food storage. I'm Eugene, by the way.
Hi, I'm Warren, and yeah, all the food's missing. My my own stored foods that I got from Nile. It also's gone to.
Have you ever been down in the food storage?
No, I don't have any reason to go down there.
I'm gonna pull out the parchment that I drew the footprint on and show it to him.
Objection.
Yeah, exactly. Um, God, and I'm even sounding like Phoenix, right? Does this look familiar?
you know what this is.
uh, is that picture of my, well, it's not really a foot. It's not like you guys have, but I occasionally leave that when I'm hopping around. I guess. Why?
Because I found this footprint down in the storage.
He sort
Green
of
shake.
covers. Yeah, he sort of covers his eyes with his arm thingies.
No, just relax, okay? Last thing I could have shown this to just everyone and said you did it, but I don't think you did it, but I think you saw something, didn't you?
I okay. I didn't. I went down there for.
Wait. Can we probably want to talk in private, don't we?
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm gonna actually look around.
Okay. Give me another perception check.
I'm gonna bump that up to you know what? I'm gonna bump it up to 20 with 8 of these points.
Okay.
Well then.
All right. You bump it up to 20, and yeah, after taking a look around, you see that Reniel is hiding out nearby.
That's when I like sigh. Let's talk in private. So just so nobody nobody listens in on us. it,
doesn't say anything.
like even none of my friends are here right now, so I am the only one you'll be
Because
listening to right now.
Okay. Where do you want to talk?
Do you have a room, or is there? You probably know the ship better than I do, right? Is there anywhere where we could lose
I
ourselves?
do have a room. It's not really mine. I share it with Irwin, and well, right now Westcott is probably there, but he's usually not there at night, in which Phelps is there. But
Okay.
he might be asleep, so it might be fine. Otherwise, we maybe could borrow someone else's room.
I think here's fine, actually. I mean, as long as no one else reveals themselves, and I don't think anyone else is here.
Still no reaction from Reniel?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So this is when I'm gonna kind of drop my voice a little bit, and is someone making you do this? Making you not say anything?
It's you. It's like this. I. Alright, I'll come clean. It's not anyone on the ship. You know where you're going, right?
Tron Fennel, yeah, right?
Right. What do you know about that place?
I know it's pretty hostile towards the the outside world because of something that happened in Caldwelch.
Mm, that's true, but there's something else. There's a Tronfanel has worship of two Pokemon. They call them the King of Lava and the King of the Sea. And the King of the Sea is a Pokemon called Manaphy.
What is the other one called?
I believe it's Heatran.
And what about them?
Well, Heatran isn't important. I don't know anything about him, but Manaphy. Manaphy is, well, I heard that my father is a Manaphy, but I'm not one. I'm what's called a Fione. And according to Tronfanel, Fione are they're cursed, they're heretical, they're pretenders to the throne of the King of the Sea. So if we go to Tronfanel and they find me among the crew, I don't even want to know what they'll do to me. So I'm sorry, but I had to delay us. I wanted the captain to turn back.
So I'm guessing you threw all the food overboard then?
I'm sorry. I was afraid. I don't want them to
Okay,
find me.
relax. Okay, okay, we'll deal with this, okay?
Please don't tell the others.
I won't. I won't. Just I kind of like smile and like you can relax. You're gonna be okay.
Okay, please turn the ship around. There has to be another way you guys can get to Tronfinel, but we can't go there. We just can't.
Why are you even part of this crew?
Well, I'm a water type, and I thought maybe being part of this crew might help me get a bit braver, a bit stronger, and I'm somewhat useful to the crew.
Okay. Oh, well, it's certainly a big task, but um, well, I'll talk with my friends and we'll figure out something. Don't worry, I'm not gonna tell anyone that you did that. I can understand why you don't want to go there, and you can trust me, okay?
Okay, I'll believe you.
Okay, so just go about your day like just like you as you normally would.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for telling me.
You're welcome.
We- We'll fix it. Don't worry. We'll fix it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give him a friendly nod, and I'm gonna go back with my to my friends, like sweating bullets.
Okay. And the Eevee, what are you doing?
I'm like just passing Reniel, like knowing he's there, just like kind of heart. You can probably hear my heart beating like a mile a minute.
Probably doesn't help that Rainiel is staring right into your closed eyes while you're doing it.
Yeah, and I just like I look back at him like all like giving a face.
And he continues to look back with his unchanging, expressionless face.
Let's go back to the others, Reniel.
He simply goes. He doesn't say anything.
Stealth 100. Alright, so yeah, you eventually, the two of you eventually join back with the rest of the group.
Okay. I basically relay that situation to the group and maybe our room. Maybe hoping like Kaylin isn't there and just kind of keep this amongst ourselves.
Kaylin has been out and about, sorta. Last you saw Kaylin, she was above deck with the captain.
Yeah, okay. So just making sure it's like us four that only know this.
Okay. So yeah, if you head to your room, then yeah, you'll be pretty much alone.
Yeah. So good news, I found the food. What happened to it? Bad news is we have another problem.
What kind of problem?
That's quite the predicament.
Are we going assuming I just told everyone, or?
Oh wait,
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing.
I thought what was going on was we're going to the room. I'm sorry, I kind of got dragged away there for a brief moment. So
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, basically.
I heard the words "going to room for private conversation," so I assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically you went to your room and then not Reniel.
Okay.
And then Eugene sort of explained everything that was just conversed about.
Yeah,
Right,
just
right,
a bit.
right.
He threw the food over because he doesn't want to go to Tronfinel because Fiona is kind of spurned.
Yeah, I heard about that. Just
Yeah.
wonder how much danger he'd actually be in of being noticed.
Well, relations are already bad with them. So just the slightest chance of them seeing him is I I personally don't want to risk it.
I mean, why would the relations between us and them be affected by him is the question.
Relations between Lanwell and Trump could be strange.
You sort of cut out there, Doc.
He said relations between Lanwell and Tronfenel could be strained, though.
They may consider it to be the case that we are bringing an abomination to their land.
Trevor just kind of looks at Reniel as he says that.
No decorum.
Reniel's just doing his usual kind of staring off at the wall.
Okay. So I don't think we could turn the ship around. At the same time, I don't think we should bring him there. So,
For his sake, I believe we should make the argument that we need to go back and restock. At that point, however, I think we should take the mystery dungeon.
yeah, it'll set us back, but yeah.
Planning on stopping at a nearby island to restock, right?
I believe that's what I've heard that was the plan. Or at least
It really depends on how self-sufficient Warren is.
We can't just, like, leave him on an island. Is everyone cutting out, or is...
No, I'm
It's a-
thinking.
I'm hearing it too. I think it might be Discord issues at that point. This is technical issues, the episode.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Sergey doesn't know where the island that they're planning on going to restock for is, right?
No, unless he hasn't looked at like a sea chart of the area or anything like that. So
I did not mention wanting to look at one yet. I probably should have.
I suggest we find a sea chart and decide whether it would be more efficient to go to the island to restock or to return to where we came from to restock. With any luck, it will be more efficient to turn around and go back so that Warren will not have to worry about this.
What if somebody else could wait with him?
So we leave 2 people on an island for who knows how long it'll take before we get to come back.
Then
I don't like this island solution.
I don't like it either. There's another option too, where we can just send him out on a lifeboat, and he could get away from the ship. But again, that'll make him suspicious and perhaps even wanted by this crew. So I think the simplest solution is the best. We ask if we can go back and restock, and then perhaps we can get him out of this, or, well, I guess it goes without being said we'd be taking the mystery dungeon.
do we know that Warren objects to his identity being known? They might have some steps in mind to protect him if this becomes an issue.
I think he's more or less afraid of just being seen.
He already hides on the ship for most of the day anyways. At least We don't really
What I'm
see him all that
wondering is,
often.
would it hurt to bring up the fact that he's worried about being seen as a monster there, and that's why he's been so stressed out lately?
Well, it is
Maybe
the
they have a
truth.
solution.
He told me not to tell the rest of the crew, and I want to honor that.
We'll look at that sea chart then.
Guess we'll look at the sea chart. Yeah.
Okay, so you're all gonna head up then?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all walk up. You see that the captain is as usual, he's at the wheel, and you see that if you're looking for a sea chart, he seems to be looking at one right now as he's sort of barking out orders to the crew.
I guess maybe I'll be the one to ask, given in the background is a sailor already. So.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to the captain then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so as you approach the captain, he says, "Ah, Sergey, have you and your group discovered anything so far? I believe you've been searching around trying to figure out what happened to the food, correct?"
Right. We've been looking around, but so far, honestly, I'm trying to figure out what we're thinking when it comes to this food shortage.
Hmm.
There
Well,
were there was word of talking about the island and restocking.
yes, that is correct. We are currently en route to a small tropical island. It's more or less uninhabited, and it
Oh,
has plenty of fruit growing. It will. Fortunately, that mean we will only have fruit for the next while, but it should sustain us until we get you to Tronfenel.
I
Isn't
was
that all
actually
we had
curious.
anyway?
Hmm?
Isn't fruit all we had anyway?
You had, well, you had mostly fruit, but there were, as Raniel saw, there was some wheat and grains and stuff like that as well.
Was actually curious about how far off we are from Lanwell versus this island. Almost wondering which would be the better option. I know heading back would take us more time to get there, but
It would be safer, and we could get more provisions.
Hmm. Well, at our current course, we will reach the island and be able to restock on food at around the noon time, whereas it will take us basically the entire day to return back, and we currently have no food, so it will not be a fun return trip, to say the least.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the food was stolen by maybe, I don't know, a rival ship or something. Because I definitely don't think it was eaten, and this could happen again. So maybe we could go back and maybe get some like security or something. Or
Rival ship.
yeah, I
But
saw like a few eastward or
no, that
whatever.
could not have been. Westcott did not notice any ships last night.
No, I saw some this morning.
Oh, yes, there are probably a few sailors off doing their own thing, but I can't imagine they're related. But what I mean is that if any ship were to have approached here and stolen food, Westcott would have noticed the ship coming from miles away.
Have you considered that perhaps there was a gang of aquatic Pokemon that swam in from under the ship?
Hmm. Well, there aren't any holes in the hull, so
There are windows.
I suppose I
And
can't.
there was some weed on it too.
There's some weed on the windows.
Mm-hmm.
I left it there if you wish to see for yourself.
It makes me think someone carried it out.
That is worrisome then. We don't have any rivals as far as I'm aware, but
It does not necessarily need to be a rival. It could just be some bandit group, or I suppose you would call them pirates, if they are seafaring.
it's odd for pirates to just steal our food and only our food, but I cannot deny
Without
you
a ship.
make a fair point, but as I said, if we turn back, that means we aren't going to have any food for tonight.
I will share what I have. I do not know if it is enough, and we may have to ration, but I have plenty of food.
Yeah, we packed a lot of food for well, let's just say a pretty long time, so we can share our food. I'd rather feel safer than
Stock and then head back.
yeah.
Right. We did all actually pack for preparation of the trip, and I don't think many of us actually planned on having food on the way here.
Yeah.
Because we forgot about how the ship would be stocked.
Very well. I don't know what we can do about this pirate assault if it is one, but I suppose I shall give orders to head back, and if you share your food with us, then we should be fine tonight. Though, understand this will greatly delay your trip to Trofanel.
That's all right.
We do have an alternative way there.
If we need to. I still don't like the idea of the alternate route, but if push comes to shove, and it's our only option.
Very well. I will give the orders to return back then.
Okay.
I would recommend you go down with Dana and figure out how you're going to distribute the food.
All right. We'll do that then.
Okay. Alright, so you guys begin making your way back down, and you hear the captain command, "Crew, we are returning back to port to restock." And you see several questions coming from the crew, but they seem to be at the very least complying and beginning to turn the sails around and begin motion to turn the ship and head back. As this is happening, though, Kaylin approaches you guys and she asks, "They're turning the ship around? What?"
The restock.
"We're already heading to an island to restock."
But they're upping security too. So this doesn't happen again.
Kaylin is sort of examining you, so I'm gonna ask you to roll deception and contrast it with her insight.
Just Eugene, or
Yeah, Eugene.
Okay. 16.
Okay, just give me a second. She got... Oh, okay, interesting.
And I'll bardic inspiration that too.
Okay.
70.
Wow.
Such inspiration. Wow.
Bardic inspiration could be like that sometimes. So she looks to you and she sort of shrugs and says, "Oh, okay. Though, can't we act as extra security?"
We
Still
didn't
don't like
sign up for
this.
that.
Well, we signed up to help out with the ship, and I mean, you guys have all been going around trying to investigate this, so I don't see why us acting as extra security is a problem.
Look, they're solving the problem. Why are we talking about this? Not even. I don't run the ship. Talk to the captain.
All right, I get it. I was just curious. I'm sure you know this, but it's going to take us that much longer to get to Trophanel, and if we take too long, whoever is mining those red rocks might get away.
We plan on taking the mystery dungeon once we get back to Lanwell proper.
Yeah, because of this, I don't feel safe on this ship if things are going missing.
Yeah. Well, it kind of half defeats the purpose of coming on the ship in the first place, but alright. If that's what you guys want, then, well, I did ask you guys to join me on this, so I'll follow your lead on it.
Well, if
So
you
he's
want to
kind of
take,
looking unsure of himself.
Harold is going to just kind of walk off, actually going towards Warren's room.
Oh, you're heading to Warren on your own?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, Kaylin sort of nods and she's like, well, alright. I guess that's what we'll be doing then.
Didn't ever hear any agreement on this mystery dungeon idea.
To be honest, there was a part of me that wanted to go through the mystery dungeon first anyways, but it is what it is. In any case, I'm going to continue helping the crew out, so you guys continue doing what you need.
yeah.
Okay, so while Harold's going to Warren, are you guys going to head to Dana and do what you were asked?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
give away like what food I need to.
Okay,
to
we'll move to Harold then first.
Okay.
So you walk and you see basically the same thing. You see Warren sort of just hiding, trying to avoid sight.
I had assumed he was going to be closed up in his room. That makes this a lot easier. So Earl is going to check furtively and see if anybody else is around, realize he doesn't care and has a better way of doing this. And he is actually going to cast message on Warren, and basically, he's going to say, "We need to tell the captain about the about the Fion thing."
You cast message, and the first thing you get is you see him really shocked. He was not expecting the sudden telepathy. And he eventually realizes it's coming from you, and it takes him a moment. You see he's about to speak at first, but he eventually responds through message saying, "What do you mean?"
We don't tell him about this, the rest of us are going to have to go through a mystery dungeon to reach our destination.
I mean, I don't really know that much about mystery dungeons, really. Is that
I do.
But if I tell the captain, he'll throw me off, or he could do a lot of things, and I don't want to cause. I don't want to be thrown off. I don't have anywhere else to go.
We just need to tell him that's why you're so stressed out.
But that would. Wait, are you saying just tell the captain about it, but not. Not.
Exactly.
Oh. He seems a little nervous about it, and roll persuasion. Oh!
Nat 20.
Yeah, okay. So you do that, and he sort of goes, okay, will you go with me?
If you prefer.
Okay. So you finally actually see him move away from the doorway for once. And he says, okay, let's go.
And gives a nod and leads him up onto the deck.
Okay. So you both climb to the deck, and you see, as you're climbing, the various crew members are all pretty amazed to see Warren anywhere but in hiding. But for now, they're too busy turning around the ship to specifically do any focus on that. And the two of you eventually go up to the captain, who also looks amazed, and he says, "Warren, you're actually out for once."
While they were on their way there, acting through message again, Harold's going to ask him, do you want to tell him or should I?
I'll tell him. I'll try to. Just back me up if he asks too many questions.
I'll do what I can.
Okay, anyways, back with the captain, Warren says, yeah, Captain, I'm sure you noticed that I've been really stressed out lately, and, I don't want to go to Tronfanel. If I go, Tronfanel sees me as something impure and something horrible. So if we go there, I'm afraid of what they might do. So that's why I asked them to turn the ship around, because they have their own reasons, but that's why I also asked them to turn the ship around. You're afraid, are you? I am. This could present a problem, yes.
Do you have any solution, some way we could keep him hidden while we're there?
It would ultimately depend on whether they attempt to search the ship or not. If they leave the ship alone and allow us to dock unimpeded, then it could be possible that we just let Warren hide out in the ship, hidden from sight, but if they decide they distrust us and begin searching the ship, then that could lead to all sorts of problems.
You're a water type, aren't you?
You're asking Warren that, right?
Correct.
I am, yeah.
Is it possible you could hide in the water of the ship? Again, that might make him even easier to discover.
I possibly could. I'd have to hop off the ship pretty much right away, or maybe sneak through one of the windows if they do come on. But it's possible. I just hope they don't decide to check the waters around. Well, he looks to the captain, and the captain says, it's not unlikely for crews to have water types around to keep an eye out for anything in the sea that would be missed by the eyes above, any small rocks that could cause scrapes or things like that. That is usually Warren's job, is to look around, so they may also ask to check around if they have any water types, to have them check around the waters as well. So it's possible that they could just not be aware and not do so, but if they have water types to investigate, then it could lead to some issues as well. Do you and your friends have any way of maybe allowing him to be hidden or even possibly disguised, if possible?
Possibly. There's somebody I'll need to ask.
If you do that, then we could certainly keep moving forward. Though there is that pirate issue.
Yeah. Though I don't know that they'd actually be any more dangerous around there. Donfana would likely keep their coasts protected.
Trofenil would likely, yes, though getting there is the problem. If we do have pirates around, then, well, as your
that
friends...
was an issue we already knew was going to be a problem anyway.
That's why we plan to... At least that's why your friend suggested going back and getting extra protection.
Let me ask somebody about this.
Alright.
I'll be back in a bit.
Very well. Do you want me to go with you, or do you want me to stay here?
It might be useful to have you along just in case.
Okay. So, yeah, Warren is following you.
Harold's going to cast another message as they're going.
Okay.
Are you okay doing this if we can find a solution?
I'm really scared about it. Again, if they catch me, I'm a goner. But if you guys have a surefire way, then I don't really want to impede you.
He assumed the crew would have a solution in mind if I told the captain. We'll see if we can work something out.
Yeah. I hope something could be done. Okay. Anyways, as you've heard, that everyone is currently with Dana in the kitchen.
Alright.
So is that where you're heading?
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk in. I assume everyone is sort of giving out their food, sort of rationing things out, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, Renyl's
Yep.
got his tentacles out and they're each holding an apple.
Data's looking entirely creeped out about this, but yeah,
He
you
just has kind of a "this is fine" face.
yeah. So you walk in on this, and as Warren sees this, he gives an eep and sort of hides behind the door frame.
Um, Harold is going to cast message on Renyel. Do you have any way to keep to keep Warren disguised or hidden while we were at Tronfanel?
I have 2 ways, however, they are both limited in duration.
How limited?
I can use minor illusion to make him blend in with the background. That lasts for 1 minute, and I would need to constantly be refreshing it in his vicinity. The other option is to make him invisible. However, that only lasts 1 hour. 2 hours maximum if I recast it during the day, but I can only do it twice.
That won't work unless he comes with us.
Those are my options.
I'm going to just kind of look at the rest of the party.
This is
And
all
then he looks like he's
messengers.
about to say something. Starts speaking up, and then he just kind of in defeat looks back at Warren. I don't think it's gonna work.
What? What did? What did you? Did you do something?
Same sort of trick I did with you.
Oh. What did you learn?
He can protect you for an hour at most.
Oh.
That's not going to work for the several days you'll be there.
Do you? It might. If we were to get you guys there and then we were to leave and come back later, it might work. Do you guys know how long you're going to be on those islands?
Harold speaks up out loud. Kaylin, how long do you expect this expedition to take once we arrive?
Kaylin's not with the group.
Oh, she's not?
No, she. You guys went down yourselves. Kaylin is still up.
Okay. Do I happen to remember if she gave us an estimate?
She did not.
If you have some way of signaling you, that would help.
Uh, that would, yeah. Does your party have any form of long range communication?
Not that long.
Smoke signals.
Really?
What was that? I missed that.
Smoke signals.
Oh,
Sergey's gonna pull out the seashells that he's got. Maybe these. I don't think I've ever. Have I ever used these before?
You currently have not, as far as I'm aware.
Well, perfect opportunity.
What?
If anyone's interested, take one of these other ones. Hold it up to your ear. Close your eyes.
Okay. Do you want me to do that?
If you want to.
Okay. Dana's watching this all with confusion and slight interest, by the way. So
Oh, right, he's here. This.
yeah, Dana's. So yeah, she or not sorry, she Warren grabs it. He closes his eyes and puts it to his ear.
I think you
Think
said
he
something,
died.
but cut out Ice.
Yeah. Ice, I think you're gonna.
I'm trying to see if I'm reading over it just for the fine print. I don't know if both have to be holding it to their ear for one to.
Yeah, both have to be holding it to
Yeah.
their ear.
Well, he does that then. Not closing his eyes, of course.
Okay. And what are you going to be saying?
Do you see anything?
What? How?
Uh, he looks around for a little bit and then, looking at Warren, uh, sort of motions for him to pass the shell around everyone else.
Okay. Warren takes it off his ear and he gives it to you, Harold.
Warren holds it up to the side of his head.
Okay.
Jigga's essentially going to just demo this effect to everyone else in the party.
Okay, yeah, we'll expedite it then. So basically what happens is, as each of you take this shell, you put it to your ear and close your eyes, you suddenly see yourself in, basically in Sergei's position, looking around as if you're from his perspective, and hearing what he hears. And you notice as well that Sergei can also speak telepathically with this.
Well, this can work.
Just a little small, memorable. Yeah, what's the word?
Memorabilia.
Yeah, memorabilia I used to have for my old crew. I think this might solve our issue.
Does Eisen was one of your old crew guys, right?
Yes, yes.
Does he know about it?
Well, before we split off, people sort of there was a scramble of issues that happened, and
Well, he knows.
I don't believe Ison. No.
Oh, well, maybe if you give it to him, he can, or the captain, I suppose, if you want to trust the captain with it.
Well, I know Eisen more than I know the captain, so.
All right, and you can maybe use this to call us back then. So you guys just drop, or we just drop you guys off. You keep me invisible while if they investigate the ship, and then just come back later, I guess, when using that thing as a signal, right?
Probably the best method of contacting you, so. If you're willing to do that, then.
Okay.
What about you guys?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I say
It
maybe
screams.
just hold it up to your ear every night, and if you hear from us, then we'll let you know what to do.
Okay. Dana, who again has been watching this, she whistles and she says, "My, you guys got quite the fancy item, must say."
Like I said, it's a little memorabilia from my old crew.
All right. Well, if you guys want to have us go forward again, apparently, then you might want to tell the captain about that.
At this point, shall we just end up restocking back at port and then head out again?
No.
This is the solution, then. But we can probably just go forward. I'll explain to the captain why I suggested that.
Already taken care of.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
He he um he doesn't know something or other, but he does know why I'm nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we got our solution, then there should be no problem.
Okay. All right. Good luck, you guys. And Warren sort of hops off on his own.
Wait, I say, did you maybe want to play a game later?
Game? Sure.
Yeah, I brought it with me.
I'm okay at games. Niall forces basically all of us to play occasionally. He's got a bit of a problem.
Yeah,
We've noticed.
Understand.
So I have played with him before.
Have you ever played chess before?
That I haven't, no.
Oh, I can show you. It's actually quite easy.
Okay. I
Lies.
Well, it is easy. It's just hard to master. It's easy to learn, hard to master.
In case Warren agrees to do that later, and he hops off. Okay. So, anyways, I suppose to expedite this a bit more, you go up to the captain, and he gives orders to once again about face. By this point in time, the crew is getting kind of sick of this, but he is the captain, so they once again go across.
And since we're turning around, when I get the chance here to maybe be a bit discreet about it, I'm going to use the Wind Waker and try to help us with our speed.
Okay, you use the Wind Waker, and you seem to be making up for the lost time of when you were heading back thanks to that. You reach the island, and you all basically help gather food. For the sake of expediting things, because we're a little over time already, I won't make any checks or anything.
No survival checks here.
Yeah, you will be lucky and not have to fear the dice for this. So yeah, and after helping restock on food enough to get you guys to the island and a bit extra for the rest of the crew as well, you don't quite have the 10 days worth, but there's enough to get to the island, enough to do a bit of other stuff as well for the crew at least. You have your obligations fulfilled, so you Eugene, you get to play a bit of chess and teach. Oh, and he got a 17. So you teach Warren about it, and he seems to be pretty receptive.
Mm-hmm.
And with the food gotten, Dana cooks you all a nice meal, and it is now evening again. So you all return back to your room, and Kaylin also comes, and she gives you guys an exasperated, okay, what is going on? First we're going back, then we're going here, and now we're going back, and now we're going again?
Don't look at me.
Warren. There's some superstition on Trump this current.
Oh, we're getting cut out issues
yeah,
again.
you cut out.
Oh, gosh dang it.
I really should rename this episode Technical Difficulties. Anyways, what were you saying?
Warren. There are some superstitions on Trump about his current.
Ah.
Wouldn't have gone well for him if he showed up.
Oh.
But we found a solution.
Oh. I see. All right, well, you could have told me that. We are part of the
wanted
same
it kept
guild after all.
discreet. He wanted it kept discreet.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose I was up on the deck, so if you told me then would have been heard, though. Next time, try actually taking me to someplace alone or something. I could have maybe helped in some way. I don't have any morphing potions or anything like that, but still, would have been nice to actually be kept in the loop. Alright, what about the pirates?
We'll
We
have to
don't
deal
have-
with them when or if the time comes. I agree with your assessment that we can serve as guards.
Oh, okay. So are we gonna do that tonight then?
I guess so.
Correct.
Alright, then we should discuss when and how each of us are going to be standing guard and keeping an eye on the ship.
Right.
I'll follow your... Put me in wherever you want. I'll follow your leadership in this.
There's 5 of us, so how do we want to handle shifts?
Small Straw has to do it twice. Or no. We only need 4 to do it, so Short Straw doesn't have to do anything.
Okay, I suppose then, drawing straws, everyone just give me a basic d20. I'll also roll with Kaylin, and we'll see who got the short straw and doesn't have to do it. Oh, Kaylin got a nat 1.
Oh, I got a 3.
Well, maybe someone rolled another short straw, I guess. Well, I guess it's sort of fitting that the NPC doesn't have to do it. So yeah, Kaylin holds her short straw and she shrugs and goes, "Oh, well. Alright, I guess I'll get sleep tonight, though tomorrow I will be one of the people who stays awake. I don't plan on letting you guys do all the work."
We'll just slowly rotate people out.
Yeah, that should be for the best. Alright, you guys can decide when and how you're going to be doing it.
I guess we'll go in order. Oh, 2 people got 10.
I'll take the
Reroll.
last watch.
Okay.
It's a straw duel.
Alright, last watch will be Harold, who's taking... First watch will be then...
Me.
Yeah, so it'll be Eugene, Sergey, Reniel, then Harold. Okay, so night rolls around. Kaylin relaxes as much as possible in this very small room and naps. And we will start with you, Eugene. Give me a perception check.
So I'm just basically patrolling the ship, I guess.
Yeah. Well, how do you plan on patrolling the ship, I should say? To remind you, basically, there's the deck, and then there's 3 floors below it. The hold, the cargo is all on the bottom floor. Your bedrooms are on the bottom 2nd floor, and the sort of dining area is on the bottom 1st floor, 2nd floor, however you want to call it, which is also where that chest was, and the windows that were used last night is also there.
So I'm basically going to just go to the top of the deck and then go all the way down to the storage and the window, just kind of in that pattern, kind of going back and forth.
Okay. You see, as you're doing this, you see Warren is there, and he waves to you and goes, "Oh, one of you Dave Pokemon are keeping watch, huh?
Yeah, just in case the food goes missing again.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright, good luck. I'll be keeping an eye up here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, give me perception or investigation, your choice.
Perception. Yeah, we'll take that. 20.
Okay. For your shift, things are pretty quiet. Doesn't
Looking
seem
out the window. I'm looking out the window too. Just add. That's why I'm going in there.
okay. You do not see any ships following by you, and yeah, things seem pretty quiet.
And I'm making sure they're like locked too, if they're able to lock.
There is no particular lock on the windows, no.
I'm thinking to them, maybe we should have gone back for more security.
Okay. But yeah, that's basically your patrol. Alright, Sergey,
All right.
how are you patrolling?
Hmm. Well, if the concerns of the food again, I guess I'm probably just gonna mainly patrol around the cargo and keep watch.
Okay. Then give me a perception check.
Right. Know this. Wow.
You do not notice anything. Well, that's a good thing. At the very least, because you're in the cargo, it didn't seem like anybody came into the cargo during your shift to try and do anything. But beyond that, you don't notice anything else.
Uneventful watch.
Yep. Okay, Reniel.
Right. Well, Kaylin may have gotten the short straw, but she's still going to wake up, because Reniel's going to wake her up.
Okay.
No.
So, yeah, you, as the start of your turn, you, wake her up, and she wakes up. She first thought that's clearly going through her mind if something's happening, and she's like, what? What happened?
Nothing is happening. I simply wish to talk to you for a bit.
In the middle of the night?
Yes, it is personal.
Alright. Sure. But we're not going to talk in here. At the very
Of course
least,
not.
at the very least, we should keep an eye on the ship if we're going to do so.
He nods.
Okay, alright then, before I'm going to pull you into the private chat, but before that, what's your, Kaylin's gonna follow your lead, but what's your sort of patrol route?
He's mostly just going to stay on the top deck and keep an eye out for ships and things around, just the general area of the ocean around the boat.
Okay, give me a perception check, but also join me in the party splits.
Okay. Bad perception.
You see literally nothing.
Man,
It's too dark.
roll.
Oh, sorry, did you want something?
Reniel has dark vision.
This isn't ordinary darkness. This is advanced darkness.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you're looking out and you don't seem to be. You feel like you're kind of just off your game. Maybe what you want to talk about is too heavy on your mind or something like that. But you don't feel like you're doing that great of a job.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, you do see Warren is up in the crow's nest, and he is also keeping an eye. And he seems to be doing a much better job than you are.
Okay. So while Reniel and hang on, I forgot her name. Kaylin are just kind of keeping their watch. Reniel's going to be speaking telepathically to her, He's going to say,
Hey, Lynn,
Yes.
does it bother you when I am around?
Well, I won't deny your tentacles are kind of creepy, but I can't say I'm altogether bothered by it.
That is interesting. I was about to ask specifically if these.
and then all the tentacles come out and kind of wiggle around and look at her a bit and then go back in.
If that was particularly unsettling to you, but if it is not, that is really all I wanted to know.
It's weird. Why do you have those in the first place? You're an Eevee. I mean, Eevees do have some interesting things with their biology and how adaptable they are to their environment, especially at evolution, but I don't think I've ever heard of an Eevee, a base form Eevee, with tentacles like that.
He just kind of looks out over the ocean and says to her,
Let's just call it an experimental error.
Experimental error, huh?
Yes.
I can't say I'm unfamiliar with those. I occasionally have that happen when I'm doing work in my lab.
What sort of work are you familiar with?
Uh, alchemy and potion making.
I see. That is nothing like what I was dealing with when I acquired these abilities.
What sort of experiment was it? What were you doing?
My father was trying to make an artificial mystery dungeon.
Upon hearing this, she pauses for a moment. Say that again?
My father was working with a group on trying to create an artificial mystery dungeon. There was an error, and, well...
the tentacles kind of wiggle out again.
She looks at you. She gives you a very long look. And you roll me insight.
Okay, 1 second. Renul's not Raz, though, so this isn't going to be very impressive. I told ya.
It is not. Okay, at the very least, due to your close proximity, you notice something about this seems to... she seems to be reacting to it. Something about this seems to have sort of thrown her off balance a bit. And she says, "Oh, I see. Well, I suppose artificial mystery dungeon experiments are bound to cause complications, so I suppose it shouldn't be too surprising. I don't recommend that type of work. Mystery dungeons...
Go on.
Oh, sorry. Mystery dungeons generally, they're too volatile to bother working with.
Yes. And yet, you wish to go into the one that would bring us to the Trophanol Islands.
If you know what you're doing, exploring mystery dungeons is, well, of course it's dangerous, but if you know what you're doing, it's very possible to go through them. You just gotta be careful and not pick off a fight you can't chew.
Indeed.
I've been through a few myself, and yeah, they are certainly scary in some ways, but you definitely want to be wary about them, but I don't think they should be as feared as they are sometimes. They're part of our lives. We have to understand and accept them.
I suppose I agree with that. But I believe we both would agree that it's probably best not to try to create them ourselves.
Oh, 100%. their volatile nature means creating and attempting to do anything, creating and manipulating them is just, it's suicidal almost.
He nods.
Anyways, is that all you wanted to talk about?
More or less. If you wish to go back to sleep now, you may.
You look at her and it's clear that she doesn't look like she can go to sleep easily, but she nods and says, "Okay, well, good luck on your watch."
Thank you. Good luck trying to get back to sleep.
She nods and she walks away, and I'll give you a mulligan perception.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
Oh well. All right, back to the group.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, that was Reniel. So, last but not least, it's your turn, Harold. What is your roots, so to speak?
Harold is mostly going to be going around. Actually, outside of the ship is probably covered. He's mostly just going to be kind of walking through the hallways, occasionally looking out a window when he comes by one.
Okay, so
Not necessarily a set path.
Okay, so basically similar to what Eugene is doing, only without a specific path.
Right.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Come on, cursor, go to the right screen. There we go.
Oh boy.
22.
Okay. So, as you are walking around, you hear a sudden thumping. You hear a sudden loud thumping sound coming from below you. You're currently on the second floor.
Harold is going to immediately run to investigate.
Okay. You head down and give me another perception check. Oh, wow!
Wow.
You are rolling opposite Reniel right now.
He's
Feeling
picking up
all
all
of-
the rolls.
Yeah, we
Stealing
saw
all
that.
of Sergei's rolls.
We saw that 5 earlier.
Okay, yeah. So you notice that there seemed to be some sort of movement coming from the staircase leading to the storage.
All right. I was going to attempt to get a look at what's going on there without being seen.
Okay. So roll stealth. Ooh.
Holy crap.
Wow. You are on fire right now. Okay. So you walk down and you see what you see is that you see Warren is in the hall, and you see that he has a dagger sticking out of his shoulder, and he is currently on the ground, passed out.
Can I see anything else? Or do I just not have a good enough view?
At your current position, sort of trying to stay out of sight, you would need to basically reach the bottom of the steps in order to get a better view.
I am going to do just that.
Okay. I'll let your stealth roll continue beyond that. So let's see. Okay. So you walk down, and first things first, you clearly see Warren on the ground. And second thing second, you see Dana is over by the food once again.
Where's she looking?
She's not focused on you. She's sort of, well, she's looking around at the food, and then she's going along the southern edge of the ship. Or southern bottom edge. Basically, you're on the top right now, she's on the bottom, and she's sort of walking around there.
Alright.
Thanks to your stealth roll, she has not noticed you.
Okay. I think my first priority. I'm going to turn to Warren. Just say, "You'll be fine. Go ahead and get back up." I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. Right now he is passed out, by the way. But anyways, roll healing.
Six.
Okay. So you cast your healing word, and
Immediately after I do that, I'm going to cast Message on him and say, "Stay down."
he wakes up, but it seems very, very much in pain, and he, especially with that dagger, and he nods, and basically just says, "Careful."
He who did this.
It was her. She. Where? We were. We don't have. I don't have time to explain. Be careful. But she did it.
I'm going to distract her while I'm gone. See if you can get to our room.
I could try, but he motions sort of to that dagger. I don't.
Does Dana still seem distracted?
Yeah, or at least she still hasn't noticed you. She's busy. It looks like she's looking for something.
Does she have her back turned to me?
Yes.
Does Warren look like he's particularly heavy?
He looks like water, first off. Let me check something real quick.
Bulbapedia.
Yeah. How do you know my secrets?
Because I use them too.
He looks like he's only 6 pounds.
I am can discern things very well on casual visual inspection.
Yes.
I'm going to try to see if I can pick him up without being noticed and sneak off with him back to our room.
Okay, if you're going to pick him up without being noticed, then roll me sleight of hand.
Actually, at the point where my proficiency bonus is so low, it hardly even matters what I have proficiency and what I don't. $11.
Alright, let's see if she...
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna use up some of my luck points. See how many I have. I'm gonna go ahead and spend.
I'm just gonna tell you, you don't need to. She rolled crap.
Okay.
So despite lifting him not the best, you managed to lift him just fine. And roll stealth.
21.
Okay, so you managed to pick him up and you managed to get yourself up the stairs and back to your room just fine.
Does it look like the dagger can be safely removed?
Give me a medicine check.
Wait, I don't think that's the right modifier. Okay, it's actually an 11.
Oh, it's minus 1. Or no.
Well, if that's the roll you want to go with, then you are aware that it is a bad idea to take the dagger out of him, at least in this state, but you can't quite remember exactly why.
Okay. I'm gonna focus on getting him back to our room first.
Okay. So, yeah, you bring him into the room? Into your room?
Mm-hmm. Guys, we got a problem.
Gotta like, what?
Alright. Warren, this is gonna hurt, but we need to get that thing out.
What happened?
Dana happened. Harold's gonna pull off his scarf and kind of pass it to Warren. Bite down on this.
Okay.
Like I said, this is gonna hurt.
Wait. Can I? Well, I don't know if I would know. Maybe Reniel would realistically know something about medicine.
Reniel?
He doesn't. He's not.
Well, I do have a. Oh well, I have a +3 in it. So can I try to see what the best course of action to do in this?
Sure.
Kind of like reading my guerrilla tactics or my favorite tactical game.
I mean, you might have played enough games at this game. Never mind.
No, no. Well, all you got to do is use a potion. Oh no, that doesn't work.
No.
You gotta cast Kiraga.
Yeah.
Do I know enough about my magic that I should be fine if I pull it out and then reapply healing word?
I believe. Let me check just to be sure. I believe that yes, if you pull it out and then cast Healing Word, it will help the wound close.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
And Harold is going to pull the dagger out.
Okay. If you're just gonna yank, give me a strength check. If you're gonna try and be more finessey about it, then give me a sleight of hand.
Oh gosh, it's jabbed in there that hard.
Well, I mean, she tried to kill him, presumably. I would assume so.
Deep wound. Like, do I not actually have this listed on the
Yeah,
sheet?
I guess try to do it with causing as little damage as possible.
Okay, sleight of hand.
Artificial 20.
Okay. You managed to yank it out without causing too many issues, and as you do so, you see that the Fione blood, whatever it would be, I'll assume that it's red just for the sake of it. You see that it begins to start gushing out of the wound.
All right. You're fine. I'm gonna recast Cure Wounds
Okay, roll healing.
or healing word, not Cure Wounds. Minimum healing 4.
Okay, you see that it's more or less closing up. It's definitely still spotty in places, and there's still like places where the blood is leaking, but it's not leaking like a geyser anymore.
Ugh.
Anybody
Is
have
Kaylin
something
here?
to bind this with?
Is Kaylin here?
Yeah. She nods, she walks over and she pulls out some gauze and begins wrapping it around his shoulder.
You see, this is why we didn't tell you. We didn't want this getting out.
It's not that, actually.
What happened?
Kaylin and I were...
You, Dana.
Sorry, yeah. Not Kaylin. Dana. Dana and I, we were... Remember how I didn't want you guys to go to Tronfenel so bad?
Yeah?
Well, Dana and I, we were approached by pirates. And we were told to sabotage the ship and do whatever we can to slow you guys down so the pirates have an easy time taking over and stealing everything. I did it because I didn't want to go to Tronfenel so bad, and Dana, she just did it because she wanted the riches. So she's my accomplice. Last night we both were the ones who did it. But I wanted to call it all off and to just go safely, so I brought her down to there to try and convince her to call it off, and you saw the result.
Guys, we're going down there.
We'll talk about this later. Kaylin, can you keep an eye on him?
Yeah, I'll make sure his wounds don't bleed over, and I'll try and help him as best as I can medically, but you all need to be careful. I'd like to help you guys, but...
I'm not leaving him on his own right now.
Yeah, I agree.
We can't put this off. We have to deal with it right now.
So much for the long rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Aid. I'm going to target. Yeah. Who do I leave out of this? Any volunteers?
Depends how big the storage room is. Because if the storage room is large enough, Reniel can just hide in the back.
It's pretty... At least the map of it is pretty tiny.
Reniel probably needs it then.
I can probably reliably.
You're the tank. You need HP.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess I'll opt out then.
I think it makes sense for you because if you use bonus action hide, you can basically avoid ever getting targeted.
Yeah.
So I will cast it on myself, Renyol, and Sergey. So you all gain 5 hit points.
I knew we should have never listened to Leviathan's Claw.
Tell us
What?
more about that later.
Wait.
We have something to deal with right now.
Sergey, you were saying something?
At this point, Sergey's looking kind of horrified. We might want to alert the captain. Other than that, I'm going to have to tell Eisen. Because we have a problem. Especially
What
if I heard that if I heard that named correctly, then we have a big problem.
Well, one of us go check the captain. I guess the other two go, or other three go confront Dana. I'll go tell
Why
the
don't
captain.
you go
I'm
notify the
faster.
captain since you didn't get my spell on you?
Yeah, I'll go do that.
Okay. And that is where we will end it off.
Yay.
But we need to deal with it now.
But this is the perfect cliffhanger.
You suck.
I was actually going to cliffhang it at Ward having that dagger in him, but
Yeah, I was expecting it right there. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, it's still going.
yeah, Harold spoke too fast for me to cliffhang it, so I was like, okay.
Okay, well,
Anyways, so we will see you all later now that we're going to be back to a more consistent schedule because holidays are over.
mhm.
So I hope you enjoyed and thank y'all for coming back after the long break.
Yep.
We stumbled around a little bit. There were technical issues, but dusting off the cobwebs.
Yeah, just a bit. So